For every successful Army mission, there is an Army acquisition leader who helped pave the way. Leaders in acquisition who provide soldiers with the best equipment and support throughout the full spectrum of operational domains. Leaders with tremendous responsibility for key DoD and Army acquisition programs. Leaders who serve as the primary interface between the operational forces, industry, and defense agencies. The Acquisition Leader Assessment Program, ALAP, is an opportunity for military officers and civilians to rise up and answer that call by demonstrating comprehensive command and key billet excellence. ALAP tests their mettle through a holistic array of assessments, mental and physical, providing a 360-degree view of every candidate beyond evaluation reports, ensuring that acquisition leaders embody the attributes of world-class leadership.
ALAP allows the Army to expand its understanding of the talents and leadership competencies of those officers and civilians that are selected for a command or key billet position.
It really looks at who they are as a person and how they lead.
They're looking at 360 degrees, trying to find the best officers, best leaders we can have to continue to lead the workforce.
The program begins with an anonymous feedback survey called the ALAT, the Army Leader Assessment Tool. This offers subordinate, peer, and self-assessments of a candidate's strengths, bringing each participant's leadership talents to light while revealing any traits that might be counterproductive to their role as an acquisition leader.
Really, the intent is to see how self-aware you are as a leader.
The Leader Reaction Exercise and Strategic Leader Exercise are observed behavior exercises that provide insights on the team interaction skills of officer and civilian candidates.
The LRE was a team-building event, pretty fun event.
I think it gives the observers an opportunity to see how flexible you are as a leader.
Especially having a mix of officers and civilians in the room, and having all of those diverse backgrounds, both the military side and the civilian side, was awesome.
You could lift and shift that exercise to a workshop or a tough meeting in your PM shop. So I think it's actually a very fair and decent exercise, and they do a good job facilitating it, frankly.
ALAP candidates also take part in a psychometric assessment, which gives insights into the less visible qualities of a person, including mental aptitude, emotional intelligence, risk orientation, and motivation.
So it's going to definitely exercise some parts of your mind that you may typically not use during your day-to-day job.
It's about your ability to reason, your ability to make quick decisions.
And it actually becomes a little bit fun.
The assessment of written communication skills ensures that these leaders can concisely and effectively communicate their intent, orders, guidance, and feedback. During ALAP, candidates will complete an argumentative essay.
The topics are all based on professional articles, any of the scholarly journals, militarily focused. So anybody can practice that on their own.
You really have to pay attention, and you have to be time conscious.
I would say brush up on your grammar, because you will be tested.
Restating the point of the material, injecting your own analysis, and providing a coherent conclusion, I think are fundamental components that if you don't address those, you may come up a little short.
The Army Combat Fitness Test, which is optional for civilians, screens for military leaders who are ready for command and key billets based on the Army's physical fitness standard.
I think a lot of folks expect it to be harder than you would expect in any kind of other environment. I didn't think that was the case.
It's graded to standard. Most of the feedback that I've heard from folks that it was the best PT test they've taken in their career.
Just ensure that you're working on your form and performing each exercise to standard.
Acquisition leader candidates also participate in an in-depth interview with an operational psychologist, elaborating on their mental and behavioral fitness for command and key billet, providing greater depth of understanding about each candidate's leadership potential.
They're really just there to help you and to try to help you see yourself a little bit.
The key is to be as confident as possible in what you've done and your abilities, and just letting that flow through you.
They're seeing if you're self-aware. And if you're self-aware, you could admit your problems, but then you could also say how you're working to improve those problems.
ALAP culminates with the Army Comprehensive Talent Interview, ACTI, a structured and unbiased, double-blind, behavior-based interview focused on determining candidates' readiness for command or key billet while assessing their verbal communication skills.
It is almost like a job interview scenario.
The interviewers are behind a curtain, you're on the other side, answering questions.
What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses?
Think of 4 or 5 scenarios in your career and use those as your Rolodex of scenarios.
Have them in your mind when you go into that interview so that you can take that experience and use it to give a well-developed and well-thought-out and comprehensive answer.
Finally, officer and civilian candidates participate in a developmental outbrief, offering reflective insights on their ALAP performance and opportunities for growth.
ALAP is introspective.
It's like a mirror. You see where you are and where you want to be.
Providing the strengths and weaknesses from all of those different assessments and giving something actionable for me to work on, to continue or to develop has been something that I intend on taking back.
This is an opportunity for you to take something away from here with you that's going to make you a better leader down the road.
For me, the most beneficial part of it came about with the end, the wrap-up. Finding out that some of the things that I've been aspiring toward were the way that I was perceived and that I was tracking as far as improving some other things that I wanted to work on.
What surprised me more than anything was that I had a lot of fun as well.
It leads to the opportunity to fulfill a role that really means a profound amount to our soldiers on the battlefield.
It always starts at the top, an organizational leader that is in position of leadership, and how they run their shop is going to trickle down to even the lowest level staff.
It's about competing against yourself and proving that the Army was correct when they invited you to tend.
So I would say engage with folks that have been through. Me, most of my peers, we're happy to do that. I would welcome it.
For those leaders that are self-aware and want to learn, they will get that there. They will get objective feedback from experts, from senior Army leaders that will help them become better leaders.
Discover what it really takes to lead in acquisition. The Acquisition Leader Assessment Program. Learn more at asc.army.mil.gov.